What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at Aero in this video here, and we're going to be taking her in against Galactus. So I was quite excited to see how Aero could do against Galactus because I really enjoyed using her on the test server, and I just finally got her to level 70, so it was like, alright, let's see how she can do in GBR because I've never tried her out there before, so I was hoping for some good results, which we'll see if we got those or not in the video. In the clip against Galactus, but let's take a look at our build before we hop into that. So if we look over here, we just have the last gear up to 22, just get that extra bonus on the rollable stat, and then we have some skill cooldown, ignore defense, just a little bit on her, just get her closer to cap, just because I am running out of those Urus, so I can't just keep putting them on every character. And then for her skills here, we have all of them leveled up except for 4 and 1. Her ISO 8 set, we do have just a stage 6 power of Angry Hulk, and then for her custom gear we have a CTP of energy on her because that was the one I was kind of impressed with when I was testing her out in the beta, and I don't have a CTP of rage to throw on her, so I gave her a CTP of energy. Of course she doesn't have a uniform, so let's take a look at her stats here. So we ended up getting 128% attack speed, so pretty close to max there. Our crit rate is looking pretty good, and then our crit damage is also okay. And then our ignore defense, we weren't quite able to get to cap. We got to 45%, which we'll do. And then we have skill cooldown at 46%. Again, not at cap, but it's close enough. But with her, you probably did want to get pretty much at 50% just because of how long her skill cooldowns are, so you can kind of chain together her skills a little bit better. But anyway, now that we have an idea of what my Aero is looking like, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay and see how she actually performed against Galactus. Alright, so here we are at the Galactus fight. We have a tier 3 Gene and a tier 3 Thanos to help us out, and then the other guy is just rocking some level 60s, so he's not really going to be doing too much for us. So yeah, we get to see if Aero can do anything for us here. We have She-Hulk leadership to give her that nice juicy, what is it, 60%? I've already forgotten what She-Hulk does, but yeah, that nice leadership right there, and then Shuri for her tier 2 passive. So pretty much for Aero, what I'm going to do here for Galactus is I'm going to try to alternate her damage procs on the 5th skill and the 2nd skill. Yeah, I believe those are the two that I try to alternate on. So I get the 3rd skill to get kind of the lingering damage from that, so I'll let the 3rd skill play out, and then I proc on the 2nd skill. And then for the other rotation, I do the 4th skill and then proc on the 5th skill. I think I did miss quite a few procs when I was doing this this run here, so probably not the best showing by her, but I think we got enough that we should be able to get a general idea of how she would do. And also, since her all defense down does not apply here, it does actually affect her damage a lot more than I was expecting. I was hoping her damage to be a little bit higher, but it seems like she relies quite a bit on that ignore or that defense down. So yeah, since we can't do that on Galactus here, you're going to see her damage suffer a little bit. But anyway, like I said, we're just going to pretty much do what we do here, try to keep our rotation solid, make sure we at least land the damage procs somewhat decently so that we can give her kind of the best possible showing here. And I think, yeah, right now we're still doing okay on the damage, but I think it starts falling off quite a bit because how long did that take us? That took like a minute and a half to get to the first phase change, which is a little bit slow, but not horrible. That should still be within the time frame to actually clear the fight as long as we don't get too unlucky here. So we're just going to dodge those, and then let's see what rotation am I going to be trying to use here. Yeah, proc on the 5th skill. And as you can see, that wasn't very much damage. Like I said, I think it's just because she relies quite a bit on that all defense down, because her raw damage doesn't seem super high, at least compared to other characters that I've been testing against Galactus here when I get them to level 70. Because there are a few characters that I just haven't made videos on that I have at level 70 just because their damage is either too low, or at the time of doing that I wasn't really putting out any videos where they just kind of completely just could not do Galactus at all, because I didn't feel like there was much of a point in making those videos. But you know, I might revisit some of those characters just to show them off, even if their damage is really poor, just to maybe have you know, a PSA out there like, maybe if you're going to build this character to level 70, they're not going to be a good option for GBR. But yeah, so I might go back and do that. But one of the ones I'm pretty interested in trying out again that I just haven't kind of remembered, I guess, on Saturdays is my Agent Venom, because I kind of wanted to do him before, because I tried him out against Master Mold, and he actually did surprisingly well. Like, I wasn't really expecting him to do as well as he did. I remember him doing, I think, more than a third of the damage, at least, against Master Mold, so that's probably not going to translate too well over to Galactus here, since Galactus is a little bit more tanky than Master Mold, higher defenses and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm curious to see how it'll do. But anyway, let me know in the comments below if you want to see me attempt to do a Galactus run with Agent Venom, and put that up, even if it is a kind of bad run or not, because I think I've only put up one or two videos now where the character just did like really poorly, like, you know, something like less than 20 mil, or, you know, like 15 mil or something like that. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, Aero is still just doing her thing here. Not much to really go over. I'm just trying to make sure my damage procs look okay. Switched right there to make sure we get a little bit of healing going on, just so she doesn't die. And yeah, I guess we'll just skip ahead a little bit here, so I'll catch you more towards the end of the fight. Alright, so we're down to the last 3.5 minutes, so we're just gonna let this play out here, but as you can see, we are woefully behind on being able to actually clear Galactus here. He's still got 45 health bars left, so we barely even, actually we're not even at the halfway point yet, are we? Because 40 bars would be halfway. So yeah, we need to get him down halfway in the time, or we might get him down to halfway. I mean, we could do 4 bars in 3 minutes, but still, we're not doing too well here. Oh, we gotta avoid those. Get one shot here. So what do we got? Just the Thanos is left alive. The other guy, which died quite early on because he only had those level 60s, hasn't really been doing too much for us. So even though we have 42 bars left, that doesn't necessarily mean that Aero did horribly, because we just have teammates that maybe weren't contributing enough to get through here. So we will find out, because I don't think I've shown the score at all yet for any of us to see in terms of what the damage is, except for at the very first kind of phase change right there, where I showed that I was doing a decent amount of damage. Oh, who left? Was that the Thanos that just left? So now I'm here by myself, or was that the other guy that died? Probably the other guy that died. Anyway, we're getting there. We're almost at halfway. Woo! Half his health down in 10 minutes. Come on, Aero, you can do it. Show me why I got you to level 70. Even though, I mean, being able to beat GBR doesn't constitute a good character or not, because she still does very well in World Boss Ultimate because of her all defense down, because that all defense down is quite strong because she has it on 2 skills, so you can stack it up quite a bit, and she's also a good striker as well. Actually, after this update, I didn't check what skill she uses as a striker, so maybe she's not a good striker. I don't remember, now that all the characters use a single skill. I haven't looked at all the characters, so I don't know which one she does. But she could be a good striker, because she does have all defense down on 2 of her skills, so it might be one of those 2 skills. And now it's just me, all by my lonesome here for a minute against Galactus here. And she was able to survive this whole time, so that's good, because her survivability here is better than it is in World Boss Ultimate, because she does have the iframes and she does have the guard hits, but she doesn't really have too much protection for like most of the time that you're going to be spending in the fight. So you have a lot of downtime where she can get hit, so you kind of rely a little bit on the dodge, the guaranteed dodge that she's going to get on the second skill, but she has to get hit for that to activate, so that can be quite troublesome because she is quite squishy, which again, that's just kind of what happens with speed characters. Speed characters generally can't take much of a hit just because of their low defenses, but usually their damage is okay. Trying to think, speed characters, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of them have some pretty good damage, but anyway, Aero, 15 seconds and we'll figure out if she was able to do a third of the damage or not in this time period. And I think, like I said, we were missing a few of the damage procs, so definitely a little bit more room to get some damage out of her, but not much because, yeah, anyway, let's see what we got. So as you can see, she only did 21 million. So that would not be a pass in my book, even if I take into account missing some of the damage procs. She's not really going to get up to that 20. Well, we need like 24, 25 million for it to really be worth it. So yeah, I don't think she made it, which is kind of sad. But like I said, she's really good for War Boss Ultimate, so she can still be used there. She's going to be really good in Shadowland. So not every character needs to be good in GBR. I just wanted to try her out here and see how she did. Just because her damage is low here doesn't mean her damage is going to be low everywhere you use her. I just wanted to, I like making this series of all the characters versus Galactus, just because he's kind of one of the tougher fights right now in the game, and he doesn't, isn't affected by all defense down and that kind of thing. So he's more of a test of who has really good raw damage and that kind of stuff. So anyway, with that being said, that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.